Do you want to write the perfect About Me page? If you're like me and you enjoy talking about yourself, you might be thinking, that's easy. Just give me a blank screen and I'm good to go. But if not, you might be wondering, do I even need an About Me page? Well, you do. And here's why. People buy from other people or brands they know, like, and trust, and your About page plays a huge role in fostering those feelings. It can also be a sales opportunity. But Ben, how do I sell and talk about myself at the same time? I'm glad you asked. Ahead, I'll share 5 must-have elements to write an About Me page that will help your customers feel excited to buy from you. Let's get into it. Hello creators, I'm Ben Tolson from Podia, where we empower creators like you to make a living doing what you love. One of the first important things to consider when writing an About Me page is that it's not actually about you. Your customer isn't actually interested in who you are yet. Your customer is interested in themselves and their problems. But this is where you come in. Your customer is asking questions like, can I trust this person? Do I connect with this person? Can this person solve my problem? When you realize that your About Me page is not actually about you, but about your customer, it becomes possible to use your About Me page to answer their questions. With that in mind, here are the 5 must-have elements for your About Me page. Who you are and why you're qualified. This element accomplishes 2 things. It introduces you and makes a case for why you're qualified to solve your customer's problem. Your introduction should be short and sweet. Try to match it to your personality or brand. If your brand is more formal and professional, you might introduce yourself with, hello, I'm Ben Tolson, founder of XYZ Business. If your brand is more playful, you could say, well, hello there, I'm Ben Tolson and I run things around here. How you introduce yourself sets the tone for your customer and helps them know what to expect as they interact with you and your product. Your qualifications should be brief, 1 or 2 sentences at the most. Be honest about your experience and achievements, but make sure they relate to your customer's problem. For example, if your customer is looking for an online course about how to self-publish their poetry, your 2nd place win in the 8th grade spelling bee wouldn't be relevant. But sharing things like the number of books you've published, your Amazon ranking, and notable publications would make sense. How you are personally connected to the product. This is an opportunity to show your customer that you understand their problem. In this section of your About Me page, you want to do 3 things. Describe the problem you were seeing or experiencing. Think back to before you created your product or solution. What were some of the frustrations or struggles you or others were experiencing? If you can do a great job articulating your customer's problem, that's a huge win. Talk about what led to your decision to make the solution. Share what inspired you to do something about the problem you were seeing. Was it a personal experience of you or a family member, or a dream that came to you while you were camping in the desert? A TED Talk? Talk about what made you decide you had to do something. Share your vision for how your solution will help people. Paint a picture of how you hope life will be different or better for your customer after they buy your product. This is a great opportunity to show that you care about and are focused on solving your customer's problem. The goal of this section is to convince your customer that you have a deep understanding of their problem and to help them see themselves in your story. If you can envision your product solving their problem, they can envision it too. Something interesting or unique about yourself. Now that you've spent time focusing on your customer, it's time to make it all about you. Just kidding. Even though this section covers things that are interesting or unique about you, it's still about your customer. When we let people into our world and show them our quirks, hobbies, passions, or pastimes, we're giving people ways to connect with us on a deeper level, which strengthens that know, like, and trust factor that's so important when it comes to making sales. This section doesn't have to be long. A few sentences is plenty. I'll use mine as an example. In my spare time, I enjoy playing music, running, and camping. My favorite pastimes are peaceful things like floating down a river on an inner tube, staring at a lake early in the morning when it's completely still, watching for shooting stars, that kind of stuff. Okay, the truth is, that was an excerpt from an email I sent to Rachel, my now wife, back in 2001 before we started dating, and we were just getting to know each other, and she married me anyway. Besides the possibility that your customers might have something in common with you, this is a great way to show your customer that they're connecting with a real human being. Your picture. We're all familiar with the saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words. But when it comes to how your customers connect with you, your picture really can communicate volumes. When we see a friendly human face, we feel more at ease, more curious, and more receptive to what that person has to say. With that in mind, follow these 2 tips when getting a photo for your About Me page. Get professional photos. Even if your brand is more laid back and informal, professional photos communicate that you take your role in solving your customers' problems seriously. Match your branding or personality. Much like your greeting, this is also an opportunity to set the tone for other interactions your customer will have with you. However you present yourself, be sure to choose a pose that makes you seem friendly and inviting. Those qualities are going to be an asset to any brand. Email sign-up or social media links. While ultimately you hope they stay on your website and buy something from you, you do want to have a way to stay connected with a potential customer who may not be ready to buy. There are 2 ways I recommend helping a potential customer stay connected. An email sign-up is by far the best way to develop a relationship with your customer that will allow you to sell to them time and time again. In your sign-up form, let your customer know what they can expect from your email newsletter. What kind of value do you provide? How often and when do you send emails? Are there any gifts or incentives you offer for new signups? Including this info will go a long way in getting people to sign up. If you don't have an email list or you're not ready to start one, you can also point people to social media. People feel most comfortable connecting on platforms they already use. I recommend no more than 1 or 2 platforms, and also be sure to provide a description of the kind of content people can expect from you, like YouTube, weekly video reviews of the latest tech, or Twitter, tweet storms featuring the latest in health science. While this strategy may not get you immediate sales, it's a great long game strategy for fostering connections with customers who will one day be excited to buy and talk about your product. If you've got an account with Podia, setting up an About Me page or section is simple. From your dashboard, click on your name dropdown in the upper right and click Edit Store. From here, you can click Add Page if you want to have an About Me page, or Add Section if you want to include your info on an existing page. Either method will eventually have you adding a section. Once you click Add Section, choose Bio. This will allow you to add your About Me text, upload an image, and link to social media accounts. Once you've finished adding your About Me content, click the Publish button at the bottom of the page. If you've created a new page, be sure to click on the Page Details button to edit your page's title and URL. Then click the Header button, click New Link, type in your page's title and URL, go back to the main menu, then click the Publish button. If you don't already have a Podia account, visit podia.com/signup for a free 14-day trial where you can try this and many other features. I hope this helps you see how important your About Me section is to your customers and feel more confident that your About Me page will bring you more sales. Which of these tips surprised you or inspired you to update your About Me content? Let me know in the comments. If you found this video helpful and you want more content like this, be sure to click the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you'll be sure not to miss any future videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.